All right, thanks. Welcome back. Next up, we have the appointment types and invoice service items screen. This is a major part of the application, and as you have seen in both the week view and main sheet, we have been using the appointment types, and it's completely customizable, and you can add up to 150 different appointment types and invoice service items. So that's been completely expanded. Now let's go ahead and walk through that. For each appointment type, we can assign both background and font colors. So we'll go ahead and do it now. Let's say we have a new appointment type called treatment. We can assign a preview and abbreviation and then a full name here. And also we can give it a default duration if we want to. And let's say this is 30 minutes of a default duration. And we can also go ahead and assign a background color by clicking on the pencil under the background color. And we can go ahead and give it a background color as well as a font color if we choose. We can also assign a font color of that. We would use both the canceled and no-show appointments use a gray background, so you may want to try avoiding those that color because that's used for both no-show and canceled. So here we can also assign an invoice description if this is an item that's going to be invoiced. This allows us to automatically create invoices from the schedule. So if we do assign a color and invoice description, let's go ahead and call it treatment package. And then we can go ahead and assign an amount as well if it's taxable or GST applied. And you can set a rate of that based on that if you're going to use that feature. And then also if you're paying your staff commissions based on this amount, you could go ahead and assign amount there too. And that will be helpful when we use the report section for estimating the amount of commission on a per staff basis during a period. Also, if you are going to use packages, we can use it here. And if this invoice is going to be invoiced, we can assign a purchase quantity here or we can assign a used quantity. So let's go ahead and put that used. That means for each time this appointment type is scheduled, it would go ahead and deduct 1 from the used quantity. And then we could also assign it, if it's invoiced, we could also assign it 10. So I would like to, generally you might want to keep those separate. In other words, when it's invoiced, you would do a purchase and then maybe have a separate item like used, right? So then keep that as 1 is used, and then maybe we'll go ahead and do the purchase quantity separate. This way, when you invoice it, it's going to add 10 to their total, and then when you use it, let's just say treatment used. So then we can separate those. So it's kind of nice. There's 2 different ways of doing it. You could really much customize it as you see fit. And so that's a great way to customize. And then now, since we've gone ahead and created that, we can go into the main or second and simply start typing it in, right? You don't need to type in the whole TRE. There you go, treatment. Okay, and now you'll see it's orange and the default duration is 30, so it's 30. And then we can just go ahead and schedule a contact and it's done. And now if we were to go ahead and invoice that, we'll just click on the invoice and you can see automatically the invoice description that we've set up is automatically set up along with the amount that we've set up in the invoice. So that's what makes it really great. So that $100 gets carried over to the invoice, as well as the invoice description is also carried over, as well as the taxable option. So that is the appointment types and invoices. And we also have, for convenience, the help. We can also show and hide help. So that's always there if you need it as well. All right, thank you. On to the next screen.